What is up, guys? Beancrew49 here. We are back on the Gaia community server. And you know what this means. Whenever we're in this room, it's meeting time. We haven't had a meeting in a while. We have a very important meeting today. We're going to discuss some major events in the Gaia community world. And the focus of this meeting, we're going to have one objective, and that is to reinstate a new leader for the country of Wildwood. As we all know, Diamond A Team has disappeared on us. No one knows what happened to him. We hope he's doing well. We hope he's okay. But we just didn't receive any word from him, so we had to relinquish control of Wildwood. And not too many people stepped up to the plate. In fact, only one person really stepped up to the plate. And today we're going to discuss reinstating this person as leader of the Wildwood community. We got almost all the leaders here today except for Zachary. So say hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, Whiscom's stealing
You're
bread.
welcome.
Wow, did you see that?
Oh my
You guys see that? He
Like the
stole it.
mycelium.
It was on the ground and he stole it. Okay, anyway.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar.
Must be a northern thing.
Alright, so that person is Manchild420, and today we're going to vote on whether or not Manchild will take over control of Wildwood. He's the only one. He's running unopposed. Whisker, what are you doing? Sit down. He's the only one running. It's sort of like screw change. Keep it the same. So we're gonna listen to his plans for Wildwood, and then we're gonna take a vote on whether or not to install him as leader. So at this time, I'm gonna hand off the voice to Manchild, and I would like you to just basically tell us a little bit about your plans for Wildwood, what you're going to do, what you're going to change, what things are going to remain the same, what laws you're going to reinstate. Just give us a sense of what Wildwood's going to be like, and give the people watching a sense of what kind of country this is going to be, because this is going to be another option for people to choose from when they join the Gaia community server. So I'm going to hand it off to Manchild420.
Thank you very much. So I spent a while trying to think of what to do with this country. Everything seems to have been done at this point, so it was time to try something new. So with that said, it's going to be more of an openly run country, and I wrote quite a bit about it. I won't go too crazy into it today, but basically we're going to focus on the environment rather than focus on people and the economy. So it's going to be a land of preservation, and a land of just taking care of the land and keeping it natural. So
Can I get a handout so I can look through it while you talk?
you bet. So there's two handouts here. One is going to be the ideals, and the other one would be the rules. And I can go into the rules if you'd like at this time. There's 9 of them. Some of them are the same as the other, or very similar to the other leadership, but basically number 1 allows people to build on a plot, and they're restricted to their plot. They will be able to kind of go in and out of it if they prove that there's a need for it. Number 2 is I want everybody to build in a way that aesthetically fits with the theme of the country, which for right now is roughly based around just nature and natural. So like no city building, anything like that. That won't really be something that I'm going to endorse. Number 3 is one I think all countries have, which is no stealing or trespassing. And I plan to enforce as strict as I can. And number 4 is no trespassing into any other countries without permission from their leadership. Although with my relationship with Auburn Andrew and of course Stormlandia, where I am a native of, the rules will be a little bit more flexible there. Number 5 is to practice renewable resources. So we're going to be heavily based around timber, not necessarily as an economic value, but as kind of our way of life and our history. So if we tear something down, we're expected to rebuild it as it was there. So we try and replace and not just destroy. Number 6 is one that I think I've kind of learned from everybody else on the server, and that is everybody is required at the end of the day to put their items in chests and not carry items on themselves. Some people, such as like Majestic Goat, who obviously has been there for a while, longer than I have, he'll have a little leeway because I know the guy is committed to playing on the server. But other people that may be new, I don't want them to lose their items. Valuable items have been lost in the past, and if they show that they don't care enough, then I'll just boot them from the country. Pretty straightforward. Number 7 would be basically just to harvest in an intelligent way. So if you don't have Silk Touch or Fortune and you come across a material that would be useful for, don't harvest it, maybe mark it, and then either obtain that tool or ask someone in the country for it. And then 8 kind of goes into what's different about my country. And that is that we're going to have a wilderness area, kind of like a national park, if you will. So an area that is undeveloped and untouched by citizens of my country and of the entire Gaia map. It's an area that'll be left as it was. We will be kind of modifying it, however, like trying to make it prettier and maybe bigger trees and waterfalls, things like of that nature. But it'll all be made to look as though it was there, and then no buildings or anything like that. No place to kind of hang out. And then number 9 would be major trades and political moves between nations have to be okayed by the leadership. You can't just go out and trade on your own, other than in your storefront. So that's a basic rundown of it. Do you guys have any questions or anything, or like to speak about it more? Go ahead.
Any questions, guys? I'm still reading his book.
I know it's kind of long.
I was going slow so the viewers can see the rules for themselves as well as hear it. Some people are visual learners, some people are audio learners. Okay, so how are you going to designate what the wilderness areas are?
Well, that's going to be done using natural barriers. So the obvious would be to basically build rivers around the borders of it. So it's not going to be an easy feat, but there'll be an obvious river separating a wilderness area and, like the civilized area. So you'll have to once you cross that river, you're in a wilderness area and the rules are going to change, and there'll be a set of laws essentially with the wilderness area to follow. So and something on that note too is the wilderness area will be open to all members of Rigel to come and go as they please, and it will be the duty of the citizens of Wildwood to patrol that area. So certain rules will be set in place for members of Rigel. For instance, like you may have to come in there with toned down weapons and armor, whereas the members of Wildwood will be at full strength. And that's basically would be like if we catch you doing something you're not supposed to be, well, we're not going to, in order to enforce it, either we're just going to catch you or we're going to harm you in a way that would make you stop. But we can't have people that are more powerful than us, because then it just wouldn't work. So we will have things like that's just an example. That may not be a set-in rule, but
okay, how will hunting
keep it?
How will hunting in the wilderness areas be handled?
Well, we want people to be able to defend themselves against mobs and things like that. And as far as like, I would say hunting as far as like animals, it'd probably be a no-go. And the animals live there. You can't kill them. You can only defend yourselves against hostile mobs.
I like that.
It's more of a place to come and like be in solitude, basically, to feel solitude.
Cool. I like that idea. I just I'm worried for the animals because there's a lot of bloodthirsty murderers out there. A lot of them are in this very room. So it's very important, I think, that I like the way you're treating this as a wilderness preserve. Wiscom's bowing his head there. I like the way you're treating this as a wilderness preserve. As far as hierarchy, are you the ultimate say? Are you going to have some sort of election? Whoa, what's going on over there? Are you going to have some sort of election system? Are you going to be the end-all, be-all top of the food chain leader. How is your political organization going to work?
Ultimately, I will be the leader, and so what I say will be the final word. But being an immigrant of Stormlandia and them having a bit of an open system, I will adopt parts of that. People that show that they are dedicated to the server and are responsible will have more power, and I'm willing to listen to reasonable, solutions, whether it be a problem or a trade or whatever. So.
Okay. Besides wood, what do you plan on selling in the market?
That's a good one. I haven't been to Wildwood yet, so it's really hard for me to say. Wood would be the obvious, and I guess part of it for me is I'm not really too concerned about an economy. I kind of look at us more as like a non-profit organization. If we have things to sell, sure, we'll try and make money, and I'll let people make money as they see fit, as long as it's like not taking advantage. But I'm not going to focus on the economy. I did a lot in Stormlandia, and I think I'm going to focus on other things than having a sustainable economy at this point.
Okay. What is if you had to sum up your country in one sentence for incoming players, how would you summarize your country in one sentence?
In one sentence, huh? Well, I do have a motto. I have a line.
Oh, perfect.
And that is, for the greater good of the land. That is our motto.
All right. Sounds like New Eden and Wildwood are going to have to build an alliance because we share a lot of the same values. Do any of the other leaders have any questions for Manchild? I mean, you're going to be interacting with this country from now on, so I think it's important. Oh, Solid's got something to say.
Well, thank you. I would just like to say that I've been playing around with the idea of having a hiking trail running through my country to express the beauty of the land and kind of experience that. And it sounds like as a neighbor, that's something you might be interested in, that we could work out in the future.
Sure.
That's all I wanted to say.
Can I just say that if you do that, please have a place to shade yourself from the rain. I would love to, like, when it's raining, go into one of your countries and have a nature walk where I don't have to get rained on. Andrew, do you want to say something?
I actually didn't want to say anything, but
okay.
I after that comment, I gotta say, I think rain is a natural beauty of Gaia, and
I've had enough,
Yeah.
Amen. Preach it.
Alrighty.
You're muted.
Alright, what will happen with previous citizens' contracts and deals and stuff, ongoing stuff they already have before you will join the country?
And you're talking, let me get up here. You're talking specifically about contracts that you have with former members of Wildwood
In
that are no
general.
longer around?
In general?
general?
Yes, and in general.
I mean, I'm not aware of any contracts that are outstanding, but I will do my best to fulfill them, or at least try and renegotiate to something that would be reasonable.
All right. So, does anyone object to us making a vote on placing Manchild in charge of Wildwood? Any objections?
No objections from Zenland.
None. Any concerns? So I guess we don't really need to take an official vote. It seems like we're all on board with this. So congratulations to Manchild420. You are in charge of Wildwood. One thing I wanted to bring up.
Thank you.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to bring up was we have a law. We have a law here in Gaia, where if you change countries, you have to give up all your stuff and start from scratch. But I think this is a special case. You've worked really hard for Stormzix, and you know you have a lot of stuff. I'd imagine a lot of possessions. So I'm gonna let Stormzix speak now. I'm gonna leave it up to Stormzix how much stuff you can take from his country, if any. So Stormzix, I don't know if you've been thinking about this, but I kind of want him to, you know, he's the leader. I kind of want him to start off, you know, with an advantage. I don't want to have him start from nothing. He's worked hard for his stuff, so I ask that you maybe let him keep at least a partial amount of his stuff. But I'll let you say that.
Well, I have been learning a lot from Whiscrum, and I'm gonna be a total dictator and say you can't take any of your stuff when you go with you. But do know, for like a few cobblestone, I'm willing to pay a hefty price for that. Wink, wink.
Ja, 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 ja,
All right. All right. That's fine.
Wait a second. So are you serious? He can't take any of his stuff, or is that just purely sarcastic?
Purely sarcastic, yes. He can take whatever he wants.
Okay, that's what I thought. So Manchild, I'll leave it up to you to what you can take. You know, you guys are a Southern Alliance. You definitely have an alliance, a camaraderie here. So you know, I'll leave it up to you what you're gonna take, and you know, I would say be considerate of Stormzix. You know, that's his resources that you worked for. So if it was me, I'd split it half and half at least. But I'll let you guys work that out. Anyone have any thoughts on that, or want to bring up any other business? I have one more thing I want to talk about. No? Okay, I'll just talk about the minecart station real quickly. So if you guys have seen the minecart station, it's a big circle, and you know we're having some trouble with people figuring out where their minecart stations go. If you think of the minecart station as a compass, okay, there's the north, south, east, west, with the southwest, the northwest, the east, west, and the whatever. So depending on which direction your country is, that's the part of the circle where your minecart station, where your minecart track will go. So if you're the south, you're Shiloh, right? So if you're, we're gonna have to do some reordering. I know it's gonna be kind of tough to work around other people, but it's just the end of your minecart track, so it's not a big deal. I hope that we can get that sorted as soon as possible, because I definitely want to see you guys decorating your entrances. I left that area pretty bland, pretty stony, so that the only color in that room really is the entrance to each country. And that should really make it stand out. If anyone has any aesthetic suggestions for that room, I'm all ears. Feel free to speak freely. Anybody? Yeah?
When building that area, are we allowed to create a room to play like a little country-only station type of thing, where people can depart and get off type of stuff?
I'd say yes, but keep it in the spirit of a train station. I mean, you could build a whole room with a bunch of storage, and I kind of would say lean against that. But Solid's country, Oceanus, has a good example of what I was thinking. I mean, that's exactly what I was thinking in my head when I was building it. So yeah, you can make a little lobby area, or it's a small little area, but I don't want you to use that space for anything major, because that's what we're building the skyscraper on top of it for. You're gonna have a whole floor of a huge floor to do whatever you want in there. So try to keep the train station just for transportation needs, and that's it. All right, anyone else have anything to bring up? Nothing? Oh, was that something?
Yes. There we go. Alrighty. I just wanted to give a nice final word of reassurance to Manchild that we are excited for you to be a leader here. And I know in the Southern Alliance we're going to be happy, and I look forward to the trades that we're going to have, and the projects that we're going to work on in the Southern Alliance. Well, you know, the Northerners will just be up there, you know, doing whatever. Who knows? But
spreading peace and love. Yeah, that's what we do.
Thank you.
All right, so Manchild, another thing you have to do before I forget is your chair. You might want to customize it. It looks pretty wildwoody here, but it's got some signs that are kind of no good. So you might want to.
Yeah, we'll take those down.
Yeah, you can customize it however you like. Remember to work on your market and your train station, and we'll get this ball rolling. I want to congratulate Manchild420, and I want to thank everyone who's come to this meeting today. I know it's very hard for all of us to get together. We're only missing one person. That's pretty good, I'd say. Pretty good. So thank you for your attendance. And let's go play some Gaia. All right, bye, guys.
On your mark, set, go!
Go!
Hi.
Hey, free drinks in the bar. Free drinks in the bar.
Wait, do we have a bar? Damn it.
Yeah, on top of my old place. Free drinks.
We should.
Oh yeah.
Still.